मौजूद सामीन, ट्रेडिशन के मुताबिक आज के जलसे में दो तलबा की नुमाइंदगी दो तलबा करेंगे और असातिज़ा की तरफ से दो सीनियर असातिज़ा अपने ख्यालात का इज़हार करेंगे।
वाइस चांसलर जनरल ज़मीरुद्दीन शाह, मिसेस शाह, प्रोफेसर इरफान अहमद, प्रोफेसर हाशिम, प्रोफेसर शकील समदानी, डॉक्टर असगर अली खान, members of the faculty, members of the staff, and my dear students. Assalamu alaikum. I was not ordained to speak this morning, and I was happy that my name does not figure, but I am here before you to say a few things. I ask myself a question very often. What is so striking about Mahatma Gandhi, about whom we talk so many times in our lives, about whom we listen so many times? What was so great about him? I have read his biography in my school days, and I have read many books on Mahatma Gandhi. But three things which stood out and which really and truly made him a Mahatma were the three S that I call. These three S are his simplicity, his selflessness, and his sacrifice. It sums up the personality of the Mahatma if you really analyze all these three S's. Look at the simplicity of the man. Look at his thought. Don't go by the clothes that he wore. Don't go by the spectacles that he wore. Don't look at the danda that he carried. See his thoughts. See his habits. See his living. See what he stood and died for. Everything speaks of the simplicity of ideas and thoughts. That separates ordinary mortals from Mahatma. The second issue is selflessness. Ladies and gentlemen, you will bear with me that in these times, it is very difficult to find a person as selfless as the Mahatma. If in 1947, Mahatma had said to the Congress leadership that I want to become the Prime Minister of this country, or I want to become the President of this country, was there any soul in this party who could have denied him, or who could have refused him, that no sir, you are not fit to be that? He never aspired for any chair. He never sought any position. He never looked beyond the liberation of the country from the clutches of the British domain. And that is why he won the hearts of the entire countrymen. Look at his selflessness. You just saw on the slide, he had 4 sons. Do you remember the names of these 4 sons which were just flashed to you on the slide? Does anybody remember all the 4 sons of Mahatma Gandhi? Did he ever propagate his sons that they should be the inheritors of my legacy? They have been taken into the oblivion of history. Nobody remembers them. And neither Mahatma Gandhi ever wanted that it should be followed after his demise. That is the kind of selflessness that he believed in. It is the Mahatma who distinguished between need and greed. ज़रूरत क्या है और चाहिए क्या हमें? Between the actual need and greed that most of us fall victims to. It is Mahatma who taught us this lesson. And finally, the sacrifice. Mahatma stood, lived, and died for the ideals which he valued. He made the ultimate sacrifice for what he thought was right, and let it be, even if it is the supreme sacrifice. He really practiced it till the last breath of his life. We salute him. We salute his memory on this day. Question is, do I miss Mahatma Gandhi? Yes, I do. And I'm sure most of you do. I sincerely pray to Allah that there should be another Mahatma amidst us someday to bring peace and solace to our turbulent times. May Allah resurrect another Mahatma from within Indians. Ladies and gentlemen, after this function, we have the resumption of Swachh Bharat program. We will, as a token measure, resort to cleaning our backyard. And today, after yesterday's program in Medical College, we will be doing some bit of cleaning behind the library, which was not too clean. I request you all to join in that effort. And thereafter, up to this 10th of October, please pursue it vigorously in your homes, in your offices, and in your departments. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
कि 10 दिन की क्लीननेस ड्राइव हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में होने जा रही है, कल से शुरू हो गई है और सचमुच वो ड्राइव हो रही है। उसकी एक पिछले महीने वाइस चांसलर साहब हमारे यहाँ तशरीफ लाए डिपार्टमेंट में और उन्होंने हम लोगों में जो जोश भरा, जो हम लोगों को तलकीन की, तो सभी लोगों ने अपने से कमरे और सारे डिपार्टमेंट की सारी चीज़ें, डीन साहब, चेयरमैन, सब लोगों ने मिलकर ये कोशिश की है कि डिपार्टमेंट जितना साफ हो सके, जितना अच्छा हो सके वो हो। तो मैं मुबारकबाद देता हूँ वाइस चांसलर साहब को कि उन्होंने क्लीननेस ड्राइव शुरू की और इंशाअल्लाह 10 दिन के बाद तो यूनिवर्सिटी चमक जाएगी ही, आगे भी जो आदत पड़ेगी इंशाअल्लाह उससे यूनिवर्सिटी में सफाई हमारी जारी रहेगी। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मोहतरम प्रो वाइस चांसलर साहब, और इंशाअल्लाह आप सब लोग इसके बाद जो यहाँ पर अभी सफाई का काम शुरू होगा उसमें इंशाअल्लाह हम सब लोग हिस्सा लेंगे। मौजूद सामीन, अब हमारे दरमियान आज के मेहमान खुसूसी मोहतरम लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल जमीरुद्दीन शाह साहब का खिताब होगा और उसके बाद एक प्लेज हम लोग यहाँ पर वो एडमिनिस्टर कराएंगे। वाइस चांसलर साहब के बारे में बताने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, आप सब लोग जानते हैं और बहुत खामोश रहते हैं। आज मैंने एक शेर तो मैं वाइस चांसलर साहब की लेक्चर पढ़ता हूँ कि जो मिल रही है मुझको उस इज्जत को देखकर, जो मिल रही है मुझको उस इज्जत को देखकर, हैरान क्यों हो तुम मेरी शोहरत को देखकर। जो मिल रही है मुझको उस इज्जत को देखकर, हैरान क्यों हो तुम मेरी शोहरत को देखकर। जो कुछ है मेरे पास मेरे रब की है अता। और से सुनिएगा, ये अलग बात है कि खामोश खड़े रहते हैं, फिर भी जो लोग बड़े हैं बड़े रहते हैं। ये अलग बात है कि खामोश खड़े रहते हैं, फिर भी जो लोग बड़े हैं बड़े रहते हैं। ऐसे दुर्वशों से मिलता है हमारा शजरा, जिनके कदमों में कई ताज पड़े रहते हैं। मोहतरम वाइस चांसलर साहब।
Assalamu alaikum and Jai Hind. I choose my salutations and greetings with great care. They must reflect our Islamic ethos and they must also reflect that we are a modern secular university. And Jai Hind and Assalamu alaikum reflect both. Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Professors Emeritus, librarian, teachers, my dear students. Mahatma Gandhi, I think, was the savior of the country. He was the savior of the secular fabric. And it is because of him that the minorities of the country enjoy great privileges which even people of other countries, even the majorities, don't enjoy. The starting point of Mahatma Gandhi's thoughts was secularism. And I would say that secularism will only come if it is taught in childhood. If you get poisoned in your childhood, no matter what process is worked on you, you will always have enmity towards people of other races, other religions. And secularism is best taught in the schools. We have resolved in Aligarh Muslim University that we will work at this starting point. I am aware that we cannot establish schools within a certain distance of the university mosque. But there is nothing that can prevent us from helping to create such modern institutions which are not attached to Aligarh Muslim University. We only give them care, guidance and if the students want their funds. Inshallah, the 51 lakhs which we saved from Sir Syed Day's dinner of last year will be spent in raising such a modern secular institution in Muzaffarnagar. It took me a lot of time to identify the land because 51 lakhs was not even sufficient to buy 2 bighas. We have managed to get 9 bighas free. We have also got a commitment of a further 1.5 crores. That means we will have as a starting point 2 crores to kickstart this school. As I said, it is very, very important. It will be inshallah called Sir Syed Public School, Muzaffarnagar. And there's no reason why they cannot be Sir Syed School Meerut, Sir Syed School Modinagar, Sir Syed Public School, you name it. I mean, Delhi Public School has got a chain of institutions all over the country. Why can't we have modern schools primarily for our young in Muslim pockets called Sir Syed Public Schools? I'm sure you all will agree with me that that would be a giant step in educating our youth, catching them young. I must congratulate the speakers of today. Pro-Vice Chancellor was as good as he always was. I can also compliment Professor Irfan Ahmed and Professor Hashim. They did not disappoint. But I would like to say a special word about both our young students, Munzir and Miss Manzar. They have spoken very well. We want our young to speak out boldly. We want our young to speak clearly. We want our young to articulate properly. And that is the secret, one of the giant secrets, one of the necessary secrets for success in today's life. I have one request to our teachers, students, non-teaching community. Let us bury our differences of religion, regionalism, casteism. I had buried it long ago. I never thought about it because I was brought up in an atmosphere where nobody asked me what I was. Nobody asked me what my caste was. I dropped it long time back. So let us bury all these differences. Let us only keep Team Aligarh Muslim University in mind. Let us work towards it. I'm afraid to say that there are certain people in the university who are indulging in subjects which are beyond their domain. And if you talk of subjects which are not relevant to you, you yourself will be rendered irrelevant. So I request all of you to work towards the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi, the ideals of Sir Syed, and live up to the expectations which Mahatma Gandhi long had, which Sir Syed long had, and he fostered. In keeping with the traditions, I would like you all to rise and please take the following pledge. Please repeat after me. I solemnly pledge to work with dedication to preserve and strengthen the freedom and integrity of the nation. I further affirm that I shall never resort to violence and that all differences and disputes relating to religion, language, region, or other political or economic grievances should be settled by peaceful and constitutional means. Please sit, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.